My boyfriend is still obsessed with his ex even after I gave birth.
That's an obsession.
I started dating my current partner, 24, a year and a half ago, and we have a baby together. In the first few months, we had a huge problem with his obsession with what seemed to be with every woman. A few months in, I had asked him if he could stop liking spicy related pictures of other girls, not Instagram models, but girls in our city, as that was a personal boundary for me in a monogamous relationship.
But babe, I'm just being a feminist.
Babe, I'm supporting my local influencers.
I'm supporting our community.
I'm supporting women.
It took a lot of arguments for him to stop doing it completely. And by the way, this comes from Throwaway Basic Trick on the TwoHotTakes subreddit. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Keon.
OP says, through what I found out, he was still secretly using Bumble and Facebook dating behind my back for the first few months because he had been hurt in the past and thought I would hurt him as he had never been in a serious relationship before me, which OP says, I called BS on. To top it off, I noticed that he was very fond of an old ex, and I noticed unclothed pictures of her saved on his phone as he was scrolling. One thing led to another. He confessed he had been one hand clapping to pictures of her while I was in the other room wondering why he wasn't having spicy sleep with me. 6 months into being monogamous. He said she was his first love, but she never treated him right and also sent unclothed pictures of him around the internet to joke about his wiener size.
I don't know what's going on.
The pictures he obtained of her were illegally shared through another app. He had shared some too. Oh my gosh, what is this story?
Just this all alone just sounds like way too big of a mess. You guys have been dating for what, 6 months?
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
6 months? I'm out. For that, Sharks, I'm out.
Speaking of sharks, I broke up with him feeling devastated. Later, he apologized to both of us, and we got back together. I noticed he had put in significant effort to change for me. Since then, I've tried to convince myself that it was a mistake not to be repeated again. I tried everything from watching spicy content together, a boundary for me in the past, to learning how to give a great
Hey, we're learning. We're learning new skills.
wiener whisperer.
Okay. All right.
A better wiener whisperer is...
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Oh my
my
God.
self-esteem is still hurt. He loves it, and it has improved our spicy sleep life immensely. We don't have problems spatially, except for my bruised self-esteem. For example, my stomach turns over when he goes to the bathroom for a long time. To me,
Oh, no.
to me,
He's chirping the gherkin.
I thought it was just...
Chirking the chicken.
Wiener whisperer is worse, Sailor Shelley? That was a tongue
I
twister.
think it's still why
Yeah.
he's cooking up jerk chicken to his ex-girlfriend.
He's doing what to the
It's
chicken?
don't take that man back.
Yeah, no. To help me, he often spends the whole time in there sending me reels. I was never like this before. I had high self-esteem and never let myself get hurt like this. Recently, I asked if he had been on his ex's profile while I was pregnant, and he said yes. A few weeks before I gave birth, he showed her profile and her pictures to his coworkers because they asked to see her, even though I thought she blocked him. He said it was because they were talking about what the biggest problem in their relationship had been, and he spoke about the situation that happened with her. I haven't been able to forgive what he did in the first place, and that is destroying me mentally. If you can't forgive what someone does to you, you don't take them back.
Exactly. We know this. Why did we do this? Why did we do this?
What's up? Plus, my hormones are still crazy with baby at home. I think they just amplify the feelings you're feeling. Wouldn't you say? Hormones? I don't know. I don't know how they work. I get scared of them.
Yeah.
Also, I have beef with
They're
unpopular
tricky.
opinion. Just by the way.
You said
I have
what?
beef with you. So, I just don't want to feel like a second choice when he's my first. He was my first love, and he makes me feel like he's with me because he can't be with her. Even with him constantly reassuring me how much he loves me. With the baby, I want him to be in her life, and he can't afford to move out. Please help. I'm in a foreign country, and the majority of my friends that I've met here have left. I will be starting online therapy next week to deal with my postpartum emotions too. An open relationship or quit the relationship completely seems like the only options, but I know how rough single moms have it in terms of dating, and we live together. I always had a very romantic way of looking at relationships. I just want to be with the one person for the rest of our lives. He showed me in every way that he changed until I asked about the ex. The thing is, he constantly shows love to me, constantly wants to be around me, knows every little detail about me, constantly does romantic things, acts obsessed with me still, does little meaningful things every day. And then just a few days ago, he told me that any advice would be appreciated. We have an edit. I mean, not everyone deserves a second chance.
It feels like you've had rose-tinted glasses about relationships, but now they've turned into blinders.
Yeah.
And it's like all he needs to do is do little things that, can be signs of a good relationship. But like this guy's clearly got something. He's hung up on his ex. He's lying about it. And he said that to you 2 days ago. You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta go.
You gotta get out of there. I remember the first time I had rose-tinted glasses in my last relationship. I was like, this is the one. This is everything I need, blah, 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 blah. When we broke up, I matured a lot. I didn't take her back. But that was just, sometimes you got to go through something hard to really see what reality is.
Yeah.
And it seems like this is the case. I just want to thank everyone for validating what I have gone through and also the love and the advice which I desperately need. I'm not looking for sympathy. I understand my mistake. I'm not looking to stay with him long term. Let's go. There are just many complications. Well,
what do you mean? Okay,
let's
hear the complications.
I forgot to add a bunch of little things, like he has proposed to me, which I rejected, and he has been in therapy for a year. I have only been speaking of the negatives, and I feel bad for not telling the whole truth, which is difficult in a Reddit post. I was told by everyone around me that these corn problems are normal, and I was wrong from stopping him from interacting, liking, following OnlyFans, etc., with their social media profiles.
You have this thing called free will where you get to decide what you're okay with, actually.
Yeah.
And a bunch of people who just tell you should be fine with something don't really matter. If you're not fine with something, you're not.
As for the ex, I thought he had gotten over her until recently. There is no problem with his attraction to me.
Yes, there is. If his ex-girlfriend walked in right now and said, "Take me back," he'd leave you at the bus station.
Yep, maybe. He might leave you in the middle of nowhere, too.
He would leave you wherever you were, and you'd never see him again.
Visually, since we got back together, he prefers just watching me. I try to put on spicy material, but he ends up just preferring to focus on me. I feel so done, but I also feel like I don't have the help around me to do something about it. Ideally, I'd like everything to be over with and sorted, and to be co-parenting by the time our daughter recognizes what's going on. I'm not trapping him with the baby. It's the opposite, and he doesn't want to break up. We have an update.
Of course he doesn't want to break up.
Yeah.
He's like, I want the cake, and I want to eat it too. I want this one, and that one, and that one, and this one.
Jazzy, he is attracted to Opie.
Yeah,
and I think the complicated thing is she has a kid. She can't move out on her own. She wants to break up. It's like you're trying to select 3 options, but you can only have 2. You gotta pick and choose.
OP, all I've heard is you complying to his needs and wants, but what about your needs and wants?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
haven't heard a single thing about what you want or what boundary you.
You know what I have also not heard a single thing about? The well-being of the baby.
Bingo.
I'm a little concerned about
Is
that.
there a baby or is it the pregnancy? Isn't it pregnant?
I said
Do
baby.
they
She
have a
said
baby
baby.
that's
Oh, it's probably
a year and a half?
It's
Or
probably
is
not
it
birthed yet.
Or is it pregnancy?
I think she keeps
can't
referring to
remember.
her as baby. She doesn't say, if she was pregnant, she would say, whenever the baby gets here. She keeps saying baby. I don't know. I don't know. We have an update. I realize this is an early update, but I just want to thank everyone for giving me a huge wake-up call after I had been very stupid and naive. I had the conversation with the father of my child about everything, and we agreed on him moving out. Whoa. I
Okay.
thought he couldn't afford to move out.
Yeah. There is a baby, by the way.
It's a baby.
He said that bringing up the ex and showing her profiles to coworkers, as well as always going on her profiles, even days before I gave birth, is normal, and to ask every man, and they will say that they have done the same, even if he shared images of her before. I also saw that he was active on Telegram, the platform where he accessed the illegal stuff, a few weeks ago, and he told me that it was to receive videos for work. He also said that how she unblocked him from Facebook means something. He also said that he will not leave our daughter like mine left me, so at least I won't be doing this on my own. I exclusively front airbag feed, so obviously the load will be heavier on my side. This is a huge relief, and I look forward to not being miserable, feeling like a second option, and not feeling appreciated. I need to be a good role model for my daughter, and as many of you have said, I need to teach her self-respect to not feel like a second option. And that's what you're doing. This is amazing. So Monday, he will move out completely, and I will also get the chance to speak to a therapist. I hope both will be a continuous thing. You know what is a continuous thing every single second of your life? Is going to your favorite podcast platform, searching up OK Storytime on iHeartRadio, Apple, or Spotify, and listening to the 72 days worth of stories we have for you.
Every second, every minute, yeah, you know that you can get it.
We're about to get into OP's milk
Hands
production.
up high.
But before we get into that, how do you feel about the ex seeing a sign that his ex unblocked him? How do you feel about that?
I didn't even know you could do that.
You can unblock someone?
No, that you could like tell when someone unblocks you.
Oh, I think if you're always checking their profile and it says you can't see anything, and then one day you see pictures, it's like a sign.
Oh, we already knew your boyfriend was a loser at the very beginning of the story. You should have never taken him back. Sorry. I'm glad that the internet informed you. I'm glad that you got told the truth that your boyfriend is not your boyfriend. He's actually still just his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend in his head.
My milk production has completely tanked due to the stress, so I have to work on that too. Thank you so much for the tough love. I understand I made a huge mistake. It's my fault too. I also realized I need better people around me. There were red flags in the beginning, but I chose to believe he would do better and believe that it was the first time I fell in love. I had believed him for too long and sacrificed too much of myself. I hope I can come back in a year and say things are a lot better with a healthy environment for my daughter, and will be able to warn other people who went through the same thing as me.
My boyfriend's mother can't get over his ex because she's white.
That sounds wrong.
My boyfriend, 28 male, and I, 27 female, have been dating for close to 3 years. Before me, he only had one major relationship with a girl he met at school. They were together for 6 years through their teens and early 20s and got engaged early on, but didn't want to marry until they were older. It never got to that because she cheated on him. This left him destroyed and with trust issues. It took him a long time to start dating again. We met 4 years ago and were friends for over a year with lots of mutual pining before we got together. Now we are very happy. The only problem being his mother. By the way, this comes from user Padre de Jolly on the TwoHotTakes subreddit. And if you want to submit your stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Riley.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, for context, it is important to know that he is a white man and his ex is a white woman, and I am Middle Eastern and visibly not white. His mother kept in close contact with his ex. They text daily, and she invites the ex to birthdays and holidays, which is crazy because she cheated on him.
Maybe she regrets it.
I know that she does this because her husband told me after we first met, because I was distraught that his mom didn't seem to like me. At the time, I understood because she was grieving the loss of the relationship, but now we can't go to anything family related because I don't want to insert myself in that situation, and my boyfriend understandably doesn't want to see the woman that broke his heart. His mother has been blaming me for keeping him from his family because he never told her that her behavior is hurting him and to stop inviting his ex to everything. I tried telling him that if he would put his foot down, his mother would listen to him, but I can't get through to him. His idea of dealing with this is to move away and leave this mess behind us. But the rest of his family has been nothing but kind to me, and my family is also here, so I don't want to move. That was my situation until yesterday evening. His sister called me to warn me that their mother wanted her to invite the ex to her upcoming wedding. Okay, just hold on.
Their wedding, their rules. Come on.
She told her off, but said that there is a chance her mother would bring her anyway. My boyfriend and I are both in the wedding, so not coming is not an option, especially because I really like his sister. We talked again this morning. I broke down crying, and she consoled me with words I will never forget. Don't take it personally. She, her mother, just can't let go of the idea that her son isn't dating a white girl.
What? Oh, dude. It pains me because of the layers of that sentence and all the things that probably means.
I think it's probably both. I think it's two things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's got to be partially the race, but then also, was she doing this the whole time after they broke up or just after he got with OP?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been the whole
Dang.
time.
Hate
So
that
it's
you're-
probably that combo.
Hate you're not dating a white person because I really like putting mayonnaise when I want to spice up my meal. Dang, I really hate you're not dating a white person, because how else am I supposed to match Stanley Cups with someone?
That was a good one. Stanley Cups over here. How are we already aware of this and we're not like taking extra precautions to be like our mom's not attending the wedding?
Oh, if you haven't caught on, the guy's a beta.
Even the sister, though, is like, I'm afraid she'll show up anyway and bring her. It's like, hey, security, don't let her in. She's not allowed here. I don't know.
All right, well. Okay.
Anyway, I was dumbfounded, says OP. I thought the mom had a bond with the ex or some other reason to do this, but his entire family never showed any kind of bias against me. I confronted my boyfriend about this, and he agreed with his sister. His mother is treating his ex as if they never broke up because she is white. She doesn't see his current relationship as real because I am not white. That's the reason why he wants to move away and refuses to talk to his mother about it. He thinks this is never going to get better because his mother will never let go of the idea that he was going to marry a, quote, a nice white girl. I'm a huge family person, and the thought of leaving both of our families behind makes me sick. But being confronted with either facing his ex or missing out at every major life event of his family is starting to wear me down mentally, so I don't know what to do. Small update. I've been in close contact with his amazing, wonderful sister, who apologized for not realizing sooner that this mess is taking such a huge toll on me. She offered to uninvite her own mother to her wedding and set up some sort of security to make sure me and my boyfriend can be a part of the wedding without running into his ex, who apparently has been talking crap about me a lot. Lamau, but we never even met, so whatever. I'm shocked that she would go so far. I'll talk it over with my boyfriend once he gets home. How are you shocked by that? I don't know.
So this lets me know that if the ex has a chance to get back with your boyfriend, she's going to take it. And I think she still is interested in the boyfriend, is what I'm hearing. The ex cheated on the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And then texted him, hey, love you.
I don't know if there was any texts, but it was like, there was cheating. I would hope he definitely doesn't sound like he has any desire to if he's willing to just move across the country.
Yeah.
To never see her again or his family. But,
wild.
Yeah, we need to really put the screws to the mom here.
Yeah.
The whole fam. Everyone aware of this.
What do you mean by that? How'd that look?
What?
Putting the screws to the mom.
Yeah, being like, hey, your little Aryan fantasy going on over here, very uncool, very not good, very bad.
How would you?
You are going to be excluded now.
Oh, with words.
From everything.
And actions.
Yeah.
We're on the same page now.
Comments. Comment 1. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's better to just break off all contact. Trust your boyfriend. OP says, I do trust him, but moving would mean leaving my family behind as well. We live in a small city, so cutting contact wouldn't work unless we move, especially because his sister lives down the road. I don't know, maybe I'm in denial, but I don't want to give up. Comment 2 says, I would be so petty. I would show up to these family gatherings and be the happiest couple in the world. Flaunt the wonderful relationship you have, and I bet the ex will stop coming. And yes, I'm aware that this is immature, but you can't fix stupid and ignorant. So rather than cutting contact with an entire family that has been nothing but kind to you, except for the one, make it really uncomfortable for the ex to come at all. I also understand your boyfriend doesn't want the drama of this, but this is personally what I would do. I'm not afraid of confrontation, though, and some people just can't handle that. OP replies, ... I can't believe I never thought of that. It crossed my mind to seek out his ex by myself and ask her what she's doing, but I like this idea more. I'd have to force my boyfriend to do that, though, and he really does not want to see her at any cost. I'll try to talk to him about this. Comment number 3. Girl, you and your husband need to rock up to family events and show the ex she isn't part of your husband's family. You two have done nothing wrong, and you shouldn't have to move just because your mother-in-law is discriminatory. She needs to drink some humble tea. And there is an update. So, first order of business. We are not moving. Good. I like that. We decided that leaving our friends and family is not the way to go. Regarding the wedding, my future sister-in-law is marrying her husband-to-be in the fall. Her mother will not be attending, and there will be security present to prevent any drama.
Wow.
Yes, that's great. We continue. Sister-in-law has been a rock for me these past few days, and she has made it very clear that in the future she will also no longer show up to gatherings if her mother keeps inviting my boyfriend's ex. I love that people here are fans of hers because I am too. She is like a superhero or, well, a big sister. My boyfriend. Many of you pointed out he should stand up to his mother. I defended him in the comments, and I stand by that, but you will all be very happy to hear that after I showed him the post, he did stand up to his mother.
He heard the wake-up call.
Incroyable.
This is beautiful. See, sometimes people just need to explain the situation, hear a little bit of feedback, and then they act on it. This is beautiful. They probably don't know most of this stuff is an option, too. Like the boyfriend probably didn't know he could stand up to his mom.
I guess, yeah, what are they, in their early 20s still? I don't
I
remember.
think so. Like 24.
But,
That was the last
yeah,
story.
there does come a point where you realize, like, oh, I can
Late-
just...
later 20s, 28, 27.
Yeah.
I can just stand on business right now, actually.
Yeah.
You know? It's always good. As you may have noticed, I've been calling my boyfriend's sister my future sister-in-law because, yeah, he proposed.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I got rid of one woman in my life. Let's add another.
He stands up to his mom and immediately, like, after he defeats the final boss, he turns around and gives you the ring.
Will you
Oh,
marry
yeah.
me?
The ring. He took me to one of our favorite spots and got out a ring he's apparently had for close to a year. I cried, he cried, his sister cried when we told her. Her fiance didn't cry because he knew. And then we told his dad, and his dad told his mother, and she was not happy. I wasn't there, so I can only tell you what others told me. She apparently threw a tantrum so bad, her husband snapped, and they are separated. I don't know if their marriage can be repaired. I sure hope not. My boyfriend drove over and finally stood up to his mom, and they are going full no contact for now. It breaks my heart a little because I blame myself for their family breaking apart, but sister-in-law and boyfriend have both told me that it's been a long time coming. I don't know what's going to happen next. If this can be fixed at all, call me naive, but I still have hope that this is the wake-up call his mother needed. I don't want to go no contact forever, but I am beyond grateful that my boyfriend's father and sister have my back. And by the way, you can listen to full episodes with stories just like this because we've got your back on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to stories. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen to our whole archive. We have a little bit of story left. I like where we've ended up. Riley would also like where we've ended up, but he's a PP boy right now, so he's unavailable. But
PP land.
we've really already broken it down. Yeah, if your wife is doing a on your son's now fiance, probably a deal breaker
Yeah.
for that relationship.
Yeah. We Lucio'd.
Let's finish this story. My boyfriend and I are also going to therapy, separate, with a few sessions together, and I'm looking forward to that. I hope it doesn't sound stupid to go to couples therapy right after an engagement. Not really. I think it will help us navigate the family stuff. God, I called him my boyfriend this whole post. Guess I have to get used to fiance. Feels weird calling him that. But good weird. I love this man so much. My heart hurts a little. I'm sorry I never confronted his ex. We didn't push our love into her and his mother's face, etc. I don't think you really needed to do that. I think sadly real life is often a lot less dramatic than people want it to be. Haha. I'm happy with how things turned out to be. Definitely didn't think I'd be engaged within the week when I wrote that first post. But it's good. Life is good. And that is the end of that story.
My ex kept inviting my kids over without my knowledge.
Do you know where your children are?
I, 37 male, have 2 kids, 15 male and 12 female, with my ex-wife. I'm on pretty good terms with my ex-wife. We are co-parenting, and the kids spend every other week at my place. By the way, this comes from Lowthroat64, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Riley.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Keon.
And OP says, several years after our divorce, I started a relationship with a friend, 36 female now. About 6 months ago, I decided to break up with her after being with her for almost 5.5 years and 3 years of living together, her property. The reason I decided to break things off, in short, was because she, through words and actions, made me feel like she considered me inferior instead of an equal. I had talked to her about it many times, but she had never seemed to be too open to my concerns. I won't go into details concerning this for now in order not to lose track. I may elaborate on this later in the comments if people are interested or have questions. She would either deny the thing she did or say that would make me feel this way, get angry and start a fight, refuse to even listen and walk away. Use what I was saying as a handle to start complaining about me, or just laugh at me and proceed to tell me how pathetic I was. I let this behavior slide for years because I understood she had been at the receiving end of a toxic relationship. She had baggage. She really couldn't help it. So I always felt like the red flags weren't inherited, but acquired, and we could work past it. Last February, however, I realized that these things weren't going to change because she didn't want them to change. She played the victim, and she wanted to play the victim. This was probably caused by the vast majority of her mutual friends, in air quotes, not believing her when she finally opened up about the toxic relationship she was in at the time. I feel like she wants to be considered a victim to compensate for the lack of recognition for her actually being the victim back then. Yes, I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm an overthinker. Long story short, I decided to look for another place to live and tell her we were over as soon as I had found somewhere to live. In the meantime, I give her a last chance to show improvement, but without her knowing it was her last chance to save our relationship. So she wouldn't play nice for a couple of months before falling back into her toxic routine, as had happened at least once before. Yeah, so that seems fair. Can you please improve for me? Or improve for yourself? This is pretty solid.
It's a good chump check.
Yeah. However, this idea was cut short the next weekend, 5 days after I'd made this decision, when she told me that I think we better break up in order to try and stay friends. I agreed and told her that, in fact, I was already looking to find a new place to live. I also told her that this had been her last chance. I then let my family and friends know. Found a nice, cozy house for rent, signed the contract, and moved in less than a week after I received the keys. I've been happily living here for over 4 months now. However, at the end of June, I found out that my ex-girlfriend had been inviting my children to come over to her place during the weeks they'd spend at their mother's place, without my knowledge. Are they taking them hostage? She taking them hostage?
Isn't there like...
Kids
it's
are
just
15 and
frustrating.
12.
Just frustrating.
She didn't do this during the weeks the kids spent at my place. After giving it more than a little thought, I decided I was not okay with this. My ex-girlfriend had always gotten along very well with my kids, and she had told me on more than one occasion that she loved them and kind of considered them as her own, even though she realized they were not. The thing is, I'm recalling several disturbing things. Okay.
Let's get disturbed.
One time, we were short on money in our joint bank account for shared expenses. I told her I wouldn't be able to cover shared costs from my own money, as I did pretty much every month, because my daughter was ill and I needed my money to take her to a doctor. She then offered to take my daughter to a doctor and pay for it if I would cover the shared expenses, to which I agreed. Then at the moment of the doctor's appointment, she refused to take my daughter on account of a fight we had shortly before. I was out of cash, my daughter was ill, and I couldn't do anything.
So, bad mom alert, letting your pride in a fight stop you from actually just having your daughter be medically taken care of. That's crazy. That's crazy. Because we're talking about the ex-wife.
Yes.
We're talking about the ex-wife. I see some comments saying that the girlfriend. It's the ex-wife who has invited the kids. But I think, is it the current girlfriend who brought them over? Did the kids go over by themselves?
I think she's inviting them over.
Okay.
Yeah. So, another time, she let my daughter sleep in an unheated bedroom when she was having pneumonia. She never heated the bedrooms, claiming it was unhealthy. But would you think she would make an exception for a kid with pneumonia? She did not. After we broke up, she gave me 4 weeks to move out. I told her I would move out as soon as I found a new place to live, but I couldn't make any promises on how long that would take. I've never been one to make promises if I'm not sure I can keep them. Also, I was putting great effort into finding a new place, checking every real estate website I could think of and reacting to anything that seemed remotely suitable. I even offered to keep her updated on this. Told her I realized it was far from ideal and asked her to let me stay longer than 4 weeks for the kids' sake, under the conditions that I could prove I was making sufficient efforts to find a new place. My friend had offered that I could stay at his place to bridge the housing situation, but this was something I wanted to avoid at all if possible, because there was no room for my kids, meaning they wouldn't be able to stay with me. She cold-heartedly rejected my request, claiming the kids could stay with their mother. After 5 years, not a little bit of mercy.
I'm confused.
I
got
took the Cobra
confused.
Kai route.
I-
You're confused. What's up?
He's recalling some instances of what
But this is the ex-girlfriend
Yeah.
and not the ex-wife.
ex-girlfriend.
The ex-girlfriend's not in charge of your kids.
Yeah.
Why?
She
What are we
considers
doing?
them. She considers them one of their own.
Doesn't sound like it.
I know. Yeah. Not unconditionally. Sounds like conditions are in place.
Yeah.
So another disturbing thing, during the time we had already broken up, but I was still living at her place, she stopped washing the kids' clothes. To clarify, we used to share household chores when we lived together. I'll admit that she did more around the house than I did, because I worked full-time and she worked part-time. 1 week out of 4. Interesting. But we had our chores, which we did. The laundry had always been one of her chores. After breaking up, I I kept doing my chores. We weren't a couple anymore, but we still shared a household for the time being. So it seemed pretty self-evident to keep doing the household chores as we had been doing for 3 years. At some point, I noticed she had stopped washing my clothes, which I found sort of childish, but I figured it wouldn't be worth another fight. So I just kept my peace about
Nah,
it.
brother, you're 1000% in the wrong for that. You
Yeah,
guys
you're in the wrong
broke
for that
up and
one.
you think she's still gonna do your laundry? Are you crazy? I also
I-
would immediately just like assume like, no, don't do my laundry.
Yeah,
Whatever. We're basically roommates now. We're just strangers
yeah.
living in an apartment. Keon's not gonna do my laundry. He's my roommate.
Unless if you ask nicely.
You
Well,
do my laundry?
yeah, if I asked him extra
If you
nice.
paid me.
Not roommates.
Not roommates.
Noted. So, sometime later, however, I noticed that she had also stopped washing my kids' clothes. This is where I drew the line. Not wanting to do stuff for me, I could understand to a certain degree, but this was between me and her. Leave my kids out of it. They are no part of it. We haven't had it. Her not washing the kids' clothes is weird because she keeps inviting them over. If she didn't invite them over, I wouldn't think this is weird. You should clean your own kids' stuff. But the fact that she still kind of wants a relationship with them, but isn't willing to clean up clothes, that's what feels weird to me.
You have an ex. This is not your girlfriend. It's your ex. Of course, she's not going to do your kids' laundry. And it's like, she's like inviting the kids over to her place. Bro, you both live there.
Yeah.
She's inviting them to your place too.
All right, so we got to edit. I know this makes me feel and look like a entitled office cleaner, but the thing is, while she had stopped doing the laundry, except hers and her son's, she still expected me to cook for them and do their groceries. In my world, this should be a two-way street. I'm not upset about her no longer doing our laundry, but I'm not okay with me still having to cater to her. These and some other things most certainly don't show affection towards my kids. She claims to love them as much as her own son, but her actions show something different, and actions speak louder than words. Words not backed up by action are manipulation. Whoa, that's a bar. That's a bar. I don't know why she kept inviting my kids for happy fun time at her place, but it's clearly not about affection. The most logical explanation I can come up with is she wants to slowly poison my kids against me. She has tried to manipulate me before, sometimes with success, sometimes without success. And with success and great detritude, you can go to your favorite podcast platform, search up OK Storytime on iHeartRadio, Apple, or Spotify, and listen to more stories just like this. What are your thoughts about manipulation?
Mind manipulation. Take care of your kids, bro.
Yeah,
Both of these women, I guess, don't take care of your kids.
yeah.
Because the hospital thing.
The ex-wife does take care of the kids.
But then why you ask your ex-wife for money to take your daughter to the hospital, bro?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
that is weird. I think it was a weird couple of 4 weeks there whenever you found your new place, and you should kind of let it go and say, I'm not comfortable with you being around my kids. Yeah, that's what I would do.
You say it's over.
For real skis. I feel like I need to protect my kids and myself against her. I want to move on with my life, and I owe it to my kids to provide them safety. This includes not letting a vengeful ex-stepmom sharpen them into a weapon against their father. I've discussed this with my mother and stepfather, and they completely agree. I've asked, only asked, not required, my children not to go to her place anymore and avoid contact with her. I explained the reasons behind this request, as I have done here, and while they feel sad about it, they understand where it is coming from and agreed not to spend time with her anymore. Still, I'm full of self-doubt, which isn't new to me, so I'll let all the good people of Reddit do the judge. Am I the a-hole for asking my kids to avoid contact with my ex-girlfriend on account of signs that she just wants them to be against me? No, you are not the a-hole. You gotta look out for number one, which is you.